y'all. I am still over here hacking, lacking, and coughing, trying to find some music to vibe to. Yeah.
Do you always trust your first initial feeling? Special knowledge holds true, bears believing. I turned around and the water was closing all around, like a glove, like the love that had finally found me. And I knew in the crystalline knowledge of you, drove me through the mountains, through the crystalline water fountain, and drove me like a magnet to the sea, to the sea, to the sea, yeah. How the faces of love change, turning the pages, and I have changed. Oh, but you remain endless. I turned around and the water was closing all around, like a glove, like the love that had finally found me. And I knew in the crystalline knowledge of you, drove me through the mountains, through the crystal like a clear water fountain.
That ain't that 4 games time.
Like a magnet to the sea, to the sea, to the sea, yeah, to the sea, yeah,
How did that petition go? This is crazy. I wonder if I put it.
I turn around and the water is closing around. Ah,
It's okay. That is okay. Okay, y'all. Hey. So we have one in the chat at the moment. Oh, we got two in the chat. Y'all just make sure y'all hit that thumbs up. So I have like special announcements to make. I can see because I have made a very, very like really awesome spiritual transition, and I'm making spiritual changes, y'all. So where's my witches? Because y'all have to be here. All of y'all have to be here. Okay, hold on. Hello, Amy. Hi, Amy. You gotta, girl, you gotta get a picture of you smiling now, Amy. You gonna have to, you gonna have to smile, damn it. You know, I bet you people tell you to smile more. You got that frown on your face, child. Do you need a reading? You know what? I should have put that in the title. That I'll do some readings for y'all. In fact, I wanted to change this title because I want to make an announcement, okay? Shout out to all of the witches out there. This is going to be very witchy, this discussion today, just to let y'all know. Okay, I'm looking for something at the moment, guys, and it's really important that I find it. So maybe I will play more music. I have a lot of petitions to burn, and I'm going to get them done today. Okay. So I am Wiccan. I am Wiccan. I decided to go on the Wiccan path. Yes. It's exciting. It's exciting. I know. Okay. Oh, you don't like to smile? Okay, well, that's understandable. I don't know, though. Good spirits automatically bring in good energies, but your energy is pretty good. You're good. My spirit guides always make me smile, like when I'm doing a ritual, or like if I'm in meditation during a ritual and I manifested that, you know. Okay. Now, I do have a class coming up. I want to call it I Manifest. Or maybe that'll be the name of my book. Okay, so I want to talk to the witches out there. So the term, when you look at the Wiccan term, oops. Okay, hold on. So in all of my works, y'all know that I do spiritual work all the time for myself and for other people. It's actually how I earn an actual living. And I have started to seal my work with harm none, or it is done with no harm to none, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I've started to do that. Now, it's not just about not harming other people, which we don't want to do that either. But it's about not harming the natural balance of your life. Okay, so sometimes when you do spells, you know, and they'll come through, but then they'll backfire in some kind of way. Okay, So that's been a problem with people with spells backfire. Now, if you're doing black magic on people, bullying people with magic, sometimes it can backfire. But to be honest with you, I think that it's all about this spiritual war thing, and I'm not afraid of spiritual war. So, oh, that's cool. I'm glad that I can do that for you, Amy. I am trying to find this petition, y'all, and it is gonna drive me crazy if I don't find it. And I definitely don't want to rewrite it because I planned on specifically using that one when I got the candle for it. So, because I like to sometimes write my petitions. You know what? I bet you this is it. Oh, yes, this is it. Definitely. This is definitely it. Okay. Hold on, y'all, because I'm multitasking. Because the one thing I always do is practice what I preach. If I ever have to come on here and start telling y'all got to get y'all cleanses and stuff, because I don't have to do that, then I'm like, okay, Huffy, you got to practice what you preach and cleanse yourself, okay? So that Wiccan statement is what I want to talk about, though. And then I somehow lost my phone. All right, let me put all this back up. Y'all, I am in a dark room at the moment, so my phone, and it was sitting right in front of me, literally, because it's black. I don't have a cover on it or a case. So the Wiccan read is a statement that, and I think it's important because sometimes when you start removing blocks or you start doing all sorts of things, it can possibly affect other areas of your life. So not just for other people, but for yourself, so that you're not harming anybody else. Okay, so the Wiccan read, and so Wicca is a neo-pagan religion. Okay, it's a neo-pagan religion. So I used to call myself pagan neo-Wiccan, but now I consider myself Wiccan. So I'm like switching over to that. I actually have been doing it for months, and I'm seeing the transition happening. And what spirit is doing as far as with my own personal stuff. But the Wiccan read is yea and yea harm none, do what yea will. Okay. So basically that says, I don't like what I have doesn't have to harm another. You know what I'm saying? Or what I manifest doesn't mean that somebody else is like, it's almost like you're blessing everybody. And I feel like it increases your power to do that personally, because when y'all come to me, because I do customized spell work for people, and like you guys will want certain things. You'll be like, okay, for example, I want this job. So a lot of people will come to get job spells, okay, which is very common. And I've gotten some people some really good jobs with my job spells. So if you can contact me for that. But when you do that, and it may have been meant for somebody else to get that job, and they lost out because you used the cheat code of witchcraft, you might get some negative karma from that. Think about it. So you want to keep in mind when you're doing your work that it's going to work, but you don't want to bring misfortune to others, because there's some people that may not be as spiritually advanced as you, And that job may mean for them to not commit suicide or something. You know what I'm saying? Like that job may be holding them on to, you know, something, and, you know, for them to lose it and, you know, because and it is kind of unfair when you think about it, how, because that's how people are beating you, as they're using witchcraft. So that's why a lot of y'all are having a hard time finding a job. It takes longer. Yeah. And so a witch that uses that reed is going to save herself a lot of trouble. And I have been sealing my work with that energy. And I'm very consciously aware of the fact that I could be affecting someone else. So what I will do is I will just bless the work so that there's no backlash or kickback for what I'm doing, so that, you know, and I, you know, so I think that is what that statement, in my humble opinion, means. For example, if you are doing money work, okay, and some people are not being very specific, and your freaking grandmother dies, and you inherit $350,000. Now, a lot of people would say, "Fuck, did my witchcraft have anything to do with that?" I don't want to say that it did, because see, when it comes to death, grandma literally just moved on to a better reality. You didn't kill her by doing that, unless you tried to do death magic on your grandma, you know, which is kind of crazy. I love my grandmother. I don't see why somebody would do such a tawdry thing to their own grandma. Please don't do stuff like that. Not for no money. No, please don't. I'm telling you. Take it from me. And I've never done that, but I just know that I'm what I'm talking about. Don't do nothing like that. But you know, so, but I think that when you cast job spells and things like that, you could be negatively impacting another person, and you just want to make sure that you clear yourself at that moment. Like, I am not. That is what I feel, and I don't know if there are any Wiccans out there, but that is what I feel that term represents, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Okay, for real. So and it's just kind of like a just in case. It's like putting insurance on your work. Now, I do plan on getting more into understanding Wicca, but I've already noticed like some of the trying to think. I believe that Wiccans, you can work with any deity. It's pretty open. But it's considered the golden rule, okay? A belief that is found in nearly every religion. Not all traditional Wiccans follow the reed. Some Gardnerians, a sect under Wicca, espouse the charge of the goddess as a guide for morality. Its line, keep pure your highest idea, strive ever towards it, let not stop you or turn you aside, for mine is the secret door which opens upon the door of youth. Okay. I've never heard of that before. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm looking at a Wikipedia page on my phone. But yeah, so it's kind of like, I don't know. I think that it's also so that maybe you possibly don't step on the toes of others. And I also feel as though it's kind of like, because I noticed for some reason, you know, people will be in that competitive nature. And I hate that. I hate that. Like, I'd rather watch a scary movie and eat popcorn. I swear to God, I don't like that stuff. Like, if we're doing like some sports or something, you know, you know, but as far as like, I think that when you start to do that, that means that maybe there's some passageways to your spirit guides, or your, you know, something that's being blocked. You know, maybe that's why you're feeling that way in that moment. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but I actually have been following that and have found peace within that. And because the way that I manifest everything is through meditation. I meditate for probably upwards to, I would say on most days, 3 to 6 hours per day. Yes, I do. And because a lot of the work that I do is done within meditation. It may have something to do with my spiritual ancestry, possibly being connected to shamanism. Okay, is what I would say. So, you know, and you don't necessarily have to meditate with frequencies. You can actually go outside and meditate. I can't wait until it gets all the way warm outside, because it's just been cold. The ground has been cold. It's been cold over here in Georgia too. A lot of people been complaining about the cold. It freezes over here at night. It's pretty cold out, especially at night. During the day, it may be kind of sunny because, you know, but anyway, I like using that. And in fact, in my Witch's Wisdom deck, I actually have a card. I love this deck because y'all know y'all can use y'all cards for your magic. Okay, there's a lot of very powerful cards in this deck that you can use along with your magic. All kind of pentagrams. There's love cards. There's clearing cards. I put up a clearing spell. I saw the ratings, and, you know, it was kind of like, oh. So make sure y'all go over there and thumbs that up. It was like half and half. I was like, why y'all didn't, how could you possibly not like that spell? Okay, I guess it's at the, there it is. Perfect love, perfect trust. Okay, so the card reads, "Bide the Wiccan law, ye must, in perfect love and perfect trust." 8 words the Wiccan read, fulfill, and ye harm none, do as ye will, and never mind the rule of 3. And no, I'm sorry, and ever mind the rule of 3. That must be that must be some negative energy, because guys, I'm doing a cleanse right now, so you have to forgive me. Yeah. Okay, let me start over. By the Wiccan law, ye must, in perfect love and perfect trust. 8 words the Wiccan read, fulfill, and ye harm none, do as ye will. And ever mind the rule of 3. What ye send out comes back to thee. Follow this with mind and heart, and merry ye meet, and merry ye part. So I like that. I actually do. And I really like Wicca, okay? You know, I really do. And I can understand why. You know, I have seen witches that decided to take the Wiccan path. It is neo-pagan, so you're still pagan. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think that when you it just seems like it rules out all of the struggle. I feel like it makes things easier. It makes it easier for you to truly walk the left-hand path, because if you're walking the left-hand path, spiritual war tends to melt away. And spiritual war being an obstacle seems to melt away for me. I don't know about you guys, but I don't like to do things that are hard, and I don't like to feel like I'm still working for a company. And no, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't, at the end of the day, if you're a witch and you're offering spiritual work for people, you work for yourself. Okay. So, and that's a wonderful thing. Witches have done some great things for people. And I think that it is a really good path to get on, because it just brings you that peace, and then things just start to manifest. They do. Everything that you want seems to start manifesting. And I think that trying it, no matter where you're at, I mean, if you're in a bad situation, it can't get any worse than what it is. So what's wrong with trying? Obviously, the negative aspects of it is not working when you think about it, or either it's somehow becoming more of an obstacle because it could be over dramatized or over exaggerated. Okay. And so I know that that if you're somebody that gets frustrated with spell work, or you get frustrated with what you're doing, it can be really easy to start to look at others instead of looking within. But when you think about it, it's all based upon what is in your subconscious, because everything that you're manifesting, you've manifested somehow through your subconscious. Somehow. Doesn't mean that it's necessarily the ultimate truth. For example, when it comes to how you feel about yourself as a witch. Okay, some of us have had ideas planted in us that were, in my humble opinion, they were very depreciating in our power, in our self-power. And so, I think it's a way to regain your balance and to regain your power. Okay. And so, for example, when I do spell work, it's like I want to be in a lucid state. So what I do, probably about 50% of my day, is I listen to something that will put me in a lucid state, which is typically the Native American flute. I really do love that. And the spirits in my house seem to love that frequency. So I'll play it, or either and so getting yourself in a place where you are truly, like, I'm talking about a vibrational high that's just like, you just notice things just start to change instantly. Okay. Especially if it's something you've been working on for a while. Now, I do have to err against caution when it comes to doing black magic on others, because there's a lot of people that know how to channel that energy and transmute it. So when you spend a lot of your time sending energy to people, sometimes you're just like a battery for people. You know what I'm saying? You're like so I think it's real easy to get caught up in that trap, because people be out there doing spider web magic. I saw some spider webs on my front porch, and they're really dense and thick spider webs too. And so, there was a witchy side of me that for a few seconds I was like, ooh, I could use that for spell work. It's like I have the knowledge, but why do that for what? I mean, what is it going to gain me? I'd rather spend my time, doing spell work, actual spell work that is for myself. Because if it's not spell work that you're doing, you know, for yourself or for your family or people that you love, then it's just a waste of your energy, for real. It is. It's just a waste of your energy. I wouldn't even get caught up in that trap. But, you know, I decided to take the Wiccan path and giving myself that insurance so that I don't have to worry about being caught up in too much negativity that does nothing but manifest negative things in your life. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's some of you out there that do black magic for a living, which is perfectly fine for you to do that. I made my, well, I guess my claim to fame was the cleanses. So, you know, once basically I get a lot of witches that come to me after they done did all that black magic and they be like, oh, I need a cleanse because whoa. And because it does tend to start to get to you. It does, that negative energy. So so for me, I do a lot of group rituals and guidance and teaching for witches. You know, I don't choose to stay on that particular level to where I'm, you know, having to lower myself because, you know, once you have gotten to a certain standing point, you know, you got to stay posted at that point. And there's a reason why I'm doing that. And it's got a lot to do with very top level secret men in black type witchy shit that I'm not going to talk about. But, you know, sometimes when you have a certain thing that your ascended masters got you doing for a purpose, for a reason, you know, everything else can sometimes just be like a negative distraction, and you don't want to let stuff distract you too much. Anything, like nothing, because I mean, it just, so that's kind of where I'm at. But see, I'm me, and if you are you, you may have a different story, or you may have a similar story, you know. But what I can tell you is that a lot of people that are at spiritual war, they're at spiritual war with themselves. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, that's how you keep yourself sovereign and you keep yourself at a level where, you know, you are your own boss. This is boss shit that I'm talking about. And, you know, it's kind of like, you know, you've got, you just have better things to do than, you know. And so if people are at war with themselves, especially depending on where you're at spiritually, like, for example, you know, I know that shapeshifters and reptilians and vampires and all sorts of spiritual beings exist. And, you know, I've ran across all of them. I've done spiritual work for vampires before. I've done spiritual work for reptilians before. Okay. So, hey, we got Zaina in the house. Is that like a a hat that you're wearing in that photo? Hello, how are you? So I'd say do it. And, you know, you find yourself doing funner stuff, you know, like making candles and stuff like that. I love making candles, y'all. It's like my thing. And then other projects and stuff that I can, you know, do. So especially when it comes to making sure that you are paying attention to your portals and like your yeah, you got to make sure that you minding your stuff, you know. And so if you're doing anything outside of that, then, you know, you're kind of doing yourself a disservice. Okay, so if you ever get to that point, You know, like I said, I'm well known for my cleanses. So if you guys need my help, but like I said, I practice what I preach. So I just lit me a cleansing candle. And it does seem to make you feel better. It does seem to make things happen faster, you know, and more abundantly. Okay, more abundantly is what I'm talking about, you know. And so, um, hold on, y'all. Let me see what little man wants because he just came up here. Okay, guys. So you guys probably have questions like, well, what about your Sabbats? Because I believe that Wiccan Sabbats, hold on a minute, they're different. And so I know that Lanasa is one of them, but I think it should be the same actually. Should be the same, y'all. Thank you, goddess. Yeah, they do Imbolc, Ostara, Beltane, which is in May, and Litha and Lamas, which is Lanasa Maybon. Yeah, they do all the same ones, so it's no different. It's the same ones that usually pagans celebrate. So what time is it? It's 1 o'clock. Okay, it's about that time for me to eat lunch. Anyway, I think that that's interesting. And being that I've been doing this for like, I've been a medium my whole life. Okay. And I've been communicating with spirits since I was two or three. And so, but I've been practicing witchcraft, started 16 years ago. And I've learned a lot. And so I've noticed that even my path in witchcraft has switched up. And the way I see it is that it's going to be positivity as well as growth from going that path, you know. And trust me, because I have done a lot of dark things with magic, you know, and sometimes there is a time and a space and a place for everything, okay? The way I see black magic and spiritual war is where we're fighting with demons and intranquil spirits. That's all I see in maybe negative energies. But other than that, you know, as far as me personally relating it to myself, you know, I feel like my ancestors created a better pathway for me to walk that was not quite so. Now, keep in mind, I'm not going to, of course, I'm a witch. I'm still going to use my Ouija board. Yeah, I'm still going to use my cards. I'm going to do everything the same. But the difference is that I'm going to make sure that my work is not harming anybody. even the good stuff, even white magic can be harmful to somebody else. Okay, it can be, you know, because when you think about it, a lot of witches, they'll use witchcraft to get a job. They'll use witchcraft to you know, do a lot of different things, mainly dealing with money, prosperity. Healing energy is a lot different, and I don't give that away for free either, technically. I can only carry you so far, but other than that, for any kind of healing work, you would have to work directly with the chakras, because I've never taken a Reiki class, but when I look at what Reiki people do, it's like, well, I've been doing that for years. So, and I've never even had to be taught at it, you know. So but you know, everybody has the right to choose how they walk their path as far as with their divinity, you know. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go because I'm hungry. So I will see y'all later. Y'all have a happy new moon. Oh, and get in the circle before the new moon. Tomorrow is officially the new moon. I think we have a new moon in, is it Virgo? I'll have to double check, because don't quote me on that. Hold on. Oh, we're at a waning crescent. Okay. Actually, the new moon is not till the 13th. Did the date change? Hmm. Well, we're at 7% at the moment. We're at 7%. Okay, hold on. And right now we're in Aquarius today. So you're very welcome. I will see y'all later. Y'all have a wonderful, what's the day? Tuesday or Wednesday? Yep, today is Wednesday. All right, y'all. Peace and love.